It just opened up the world that could become. That was our first electronic computer, and it did open up anybody who wanted to do fairly difficult or elaborate or lengthy calculations.
During 1946, I began to develop ideas for an electronic system for computation. Towards the end of 1947, I had more or less completed a theoretical logical design for what was to become CIRAC.
CIRAC has the greatest Australian content of any computer ever made.
The number of bells in the machine was approximately 2,500, probably a similar number of diodes. There was no reason for it to have worked at all.
You'd always ask, how's the machine tonight? Is it behaving itself? Is it reliable, or are you having trouble?
I would say CIRAC was the first computer that I'd seen.
CIRAC was used in its early days for radio astronomy.
I had an unhappy relationship with the CIRAC because it was a punch card system, and I dropped the box of cards on the way to the reception.
What weight of uranium would detonate into an atomic bomb? Except this was highly secret information, anything about atom bombs.
Back in the day, in the 70s, you could get all these bits and pieces that you could understand, and you could stitch them together to make your own machine to do all sorts of weird and wonderful things.
That's where it all began. In around about 1974-75.
You had to know what the register did, how they did it. You had to talk to the chip in its own language, which is noughts and ones.
You dial the binary code for the first instruction and press load.
Switch by switch, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Then you dial the switches for the second instruction and press load.
The Altair and the S100 systems, I think a lot of the guys that designed those things were actually ex-mini computer guys who wanted something smaller that they could use at home.
The micro-B actually grew out of those designs.
As far as computers were concerned, we did start in Australia with a few computer people that designed computers that you could build yourself.
The excitement behind the early microcomputer experimenters were that you might be able to turn your little homebrew computer into something which might be sellable.
I'm the designer of the Dream 6800 in about 1977 onwards.
I'm Owen Hill. I'm an engineer by background, but our real fame came when we made the Australian computer called the Micro-B.
I'm John Hardy, and
I'm Ken Stone.
And together
we developed the TechWide computer.
Hi, my name is John Blair, and I led the software engineering team that designed and developed the first full 16-bit laptop computer worldwide, the Dolmon Magnum.
You know, John managed to extract something like $480 million from all these companies in America who were infringing the CSIRO's Wi-Fi patent.
I don't know how Colin actually costed things. Often he would just look at the project for 5 minutes, if that, and go, that one will be 1995.
Or the best con I'd ever heard is, oh, if you've got a dinner party and there's 6 people coming, you can put 6 in and it will tell you how many eggs you need.
I saw the Miniscamp working, a Dick Smith kit about 1976, 1977, so I put it together.
I think you're born with this stuff.
Excalibur 64, that came a bit later, came out in 83. Yeah, it's claimed to be the first kit computer with colour.
Anyone who does this sort of thing would probably self-identify as being a geek. I definitely say, yes, I am a geek.
It was like a bit of a social adventure for me in a time when I didn't know how to do that well.
We're a bit more well-adjusted these days compared to when we were younger.
The Dick Smith kit was one of the first that you could get everything in a bag, which was fantastic.
When I'd finished building the Super 80, I thought it was broken. It turned out that I had just used the wrong kind of connector cable to hook it up to the TV, and I sent it all the way to Sydney to get repaired, and they just mailed me back and said, "Oh."
But we made all the electronics inside, but we never had any doubt that we could do it.
I think it was just that period that will be looked back upon as the breakthrough in so many different areas.
Accountants wanted spreadsheets, and we knew that the writing was on the wall for our mind amplifiers.
Every few weeks there seemed to be another breakthrough.